new decade is here, but it does not stop this channel from continuing the quest of rating bad maps. I imagine there will be many bad maps in the 2020s, but we're not even close to running out of maps from the previous decade, or the one before that, or the one before. We're just never going to run out. Let's get to the bad maps. So for our first map, we have a map showing the origins of US immigrants from Europe comparing the late 1800s and early 1900s. I don't have time to compare these statistics to see if those are accurate because that's not what this video is about. This is about the map, and we still have plenty of critiques. For some reason, this first one shows Poland even though it didn't exist. Well, okay, I guess it's meant to show Polish immigrants, so I guess that's fair. But I do find it odd that on that first map, Russia owns all of the Balkans except for Greece, and the border with Sweden is missing on both maps. Wait, did they give the entire Ottoman Balkans territory to Serbia? No, the border's there. It's really confusing considering how they labeled it. Overall, 4 out of 10. Next, we have a map of the Ottoman Empire. I swear it seems the Ottoman Empire is the empire with the most bad maps of it. Part of it is that you have the territorial claims of Turkish nationalists versus more objective historians, but also a lot of its borders are literal lines in sand, like in the Sahara Desert and the Arabian Desert. So sometimes their borders in Africa and Arabia vary from map to map, but they certainly never owned Morocco or southern Spain, and they also never fully conquered Arabia or Oman. The Caucasus is also way too generous for the empire as well. They didn't go quite up to there. I guess overall it's not the worst thing, but these borders are still pretty bad, so 5 out of 10. Okay, so this screenshot was from a news show. I'm pretty sure it was RT? Not sure, because this one was emailed to me, but I definitely remember seeing this online when it happened. Basically, the map is fine until you realize they labeled Papua New Guinea as South Korea and labeled New Zealand as Japan. Which, I mean, they're both island nations, and I guess, North Island kind of looks like an inverted Hokkaido, I guess? I don't know, this is still a pretty bad mistake. Would it be wrong to give this a 6 out of 10? The mislabeling is bad, but I feel like this wasn't an awful map itself, because it's just the labels that are wrong, and I feel like that the other maps were sloppy. Yeah, let's just stick with the 6 out of 10. Ugh! This one's definitely messier. It's missing a whole lot of islands in the Mediterranean. The Peloponnese Peninsula is missing too. Not sure who this character is, but I can tell by that weird L with a slash through it that this must be Polish. Also, poor Oslo, it sank into the sea after some horrible earthquake began tearing off Norway. This one doesn't have any borders, but the coastlines are just sloppy. And the elevation indicators aren't the worst, but they're also pretty sloppy, I guess. 4 out of 10. But just you wait, the next few maps are going to get a lot worse. But before we get to those next horrible maps, let's focus on something more positive, like this video's sponsor, Dashlane. Dashlane is an app you can download on your phone or PC where you can store sensitive information like passwords, cards, and shipping addresses. If you have so many passwords for your accounts that you just start to forget them, Dashlane keeps track of them while also autofilling them in for you when you fill them out online. You can make a master password for your Dashlane account and therefore only have one password you need to memorize. If someone manages to hack onto one of your website accounts, Dashlane will alert you so you can quickly change your password. And as a bonus, if you want to come up with a new really strong password, but you can't just memorize a random string of numbers and letters, Dashlane can make one for you, and no matter how long it is, it autofills it anyway, so you'll be more secure without having to write everything down. If you use the link below, you'll be able to get Dashlane on your first device free, as well as a 30-day free trial of their premium version. So be sure to get Dashlane today to protect your information, to feel more secure. Thanks to Dashlane for sponsoring this video. Alright, let's get back to the bad maps. Wait a minute, this isn't a bad map, this is an XKCD cartoon. As horrifying as it would be to see the entire world made out of South Americas on a map of different sizes, that's kind of the joke. So this one doesn't really get a rating, but XKCD is pretty funny, so, I like it. Let's move on to another map instead. For this next one, we have some sort of map on the legalization of the meme leaf. Whoever made this map must have been quite high because Ecuador, the Low Countries, and West Africa somehow just sank into the ocean. Ugh, that West Africa looks awful. So did Spain. Wait. Okay, that's weird. Spain, I guess, didn't sink in the ocean. It slid underneath Italy for some reason. Wait, this seems familiar. Didn't we have a map from a few episodes ago that did this exact same thing? Geez, actually, yeah, this is almost the same as this map from episode 3. Except I guess this one also had Portugal slide over with Spain, but both have the same mistake with Spain and the Low Countries. Even if Spain moved to different spots, what are the odds that we have two separate bad maps that both sink the Low Countries and move Spain underneath another country? Yeah, 3 out of 10. Geez, this map gets worse the more you look at it. Wait, is Australia freaking tilted to the wrong end? So this map is supposed to be of the alliances in Europe around the time of World War I. It's amazing how many World War I maps we seem to get wrong in this series. Strangely, you can see the modern day borders underneath these colors and overlaid borders, especially under Austria-Hungary. These overlaid borders aren't that accurate in some places, though. Bulgaria also owns Constantinople for some reason. Overall, this actually isn't the worst looking map, but it does look like a very rushed edit, so I'll be sympathetic and give it a 7 out of 10. So when this map was sent to me, I wasn't told why there's a TV with Jerry Springer on it on top of the United States. At first this seemed like sloppy coastlines and borders, but generally accurate. Until my eyes moved from the Americas to Afro-Eurasia, where it looks like someone left the Balkans and the Middle East and West Africa in a microwave for too long and they melted. Several of these Western African blob countries aren't even labeled. Not that any label for them would have been accurate, to be fair. Spain still owns Morocco for some reason. Mesopotamia kind of fused together with Egypt despite multiple labels. Nigeria owns Cameroon, but Cameroon is on Gabon. Pakistan owns Iran, while India owns Pakistan and Afghanistan. Korea is owned by Russia. The Central Asian countries are owned by China. And Japan's southern areas are independent. This is pretty bad. 2 out of 10. Alrighty, time for that dreadful final map. Nope out of 10. Well, that'll conclude this episode of Bad Maps. Be sure to like and subscribe, and if you want to support this channel, you can do so by contributing to this channel's Patreon. I'm Emperor Tiger Star, and I'll see you guys next time.